Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Freedom Marchers. Was good? It's your boy Tyrus Bain. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Tyrus Bain. Got Snapzilla the Outlaw. How y'all doing? Man, so, look, we all knew that people were making out like fat cats during the plandemic, right? We knew the big box stores were going to make out big. Target, Walmart, Amazon. Just the billionaires became bigger billionaires. The millionaires became bigger millionaires, while the middle class became lower middle class, and the lower middle class became poor. It's somewhere in between the middle class and the wealthy. People were stagnant. And then a lot of business owners lost their jobs, right? Lost their businesses, all this other shit. And we damn sure know, right? We damn sure know that Big Pharma made out big, right? We know Pfizer, Moderna. Anyway, so one group of people that you might think may not be making all kinds of money off the pandemic would be our representatives, our politicians, the people that are supposed to look out for us, right? The people that are supposed to ensure that their people aren't suffering. But, we know that's not the case, right? We know due to lobbying and these private donations, we know that our so-called representatives, well, they don't really represent us, right? They represent the special interest. There is no greater example of that than with her, okay? And I'm talking about the Prime Minister of New Zealand, the leader, the top dog of New Zealand. The top dog. I'm not gonna be petty and say the top bitch. The top dog of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, right? Now, Jacinda Ardern is a tyrant. Full blown. She doesn't even have to hide. She doesn't hide it. No one calls her. Well, there have been protests and things like that, but no one's going to do anything about it, right? No one has been doing anything about it. She is an overbearing tyrant, straight up and down, not even hiding it. And we know that's why, because we know why that is. They gave up their rights to keep and bear arms, essentially, in New Zealand after the Christchurch whatnot. I can't use the S word, but what happened in Christchurch back in 2018 or 2018 or so. Immediately they implemented an assault weapons ban that basically involved a confiscation. What they call a mandatory buyback. It was a confiscation. A mandatory buyback, that doesn't even make any sense. Mandatory buyback, it is what it is. You're paying somebody the lowest rate for the firearm they purchased. Firearms that they could have modified. They could have spent tens to hundreds of dollars modifying to make their very own special weapon. But anyway, they gave that up in New Zealand. And now she's implementing all kind of tyrannical bullshit. And she had just recently said there will be no end to the Modelo 19 Vaseline. Okay? You will forever be getting the Vaseline in New Zealand if you're in New Zealand, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't be a free individual in New Zealand without getting the Vaseline over and over and over and over and over again. She said there will be no end to it. And I wonder, if you follow the money, is it in her best interest to ensure that there's no end to it? Well, why do you say that, Snap? What's up with that, Tyrus Bain? Why are you saying that? Well, let's just say before the pandemic, before she was elected and became the prime minister, her net worth was about $800,000. Okay, guess what her net worth is now? Guess what her net worth is now? Not 1 million, not 2.5 million, but $25 million. Her net worth is $25 million. And she's a public servant. How is it that a public servant goes from having a net worth of $800,000 before she became a public servant to $25,000 after she became a public servant? Okay, so let's say you're business savvy. Like, well, people like to think that Donald Trump isn't business savvy because he has all these bankruptcies. Bankruptcy is a strategy, by the way. If y'all don't know, that's what elite people like to do. They like to file bankruptcies when, they feel like, oh, well, this isn't going to pan out. Anyway, so they do that. But anyway, people like Donald Trump, right, who became president of the United States, he was worth billions of dollars already. He was already doing things that made him a lot of wealth. And when he became president, he actually lost on average of the amount of money he would have made if he wasn't president. Okay, right? So he didn't make a lot of money. He didn't even take a salary. He didn't even take his salary as the president. He didn't take it. And so he had to give up a lot of his earnings to become president, right? And people like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, if they weren't super rich before they were president, they weren't necessarily becoming super rich during their presidency. They were making $400,000 a year. I mean, that's not super rich. But after their presidency is over, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking engagements. Every time they speak, they can get hundreds of thousands to $1 million just speaking. So yeah, they can gain their wealth that way. But how is it that this broad, Jacinda Ardern, increased her net worth by 3,100% during her tenure as a prime minister? We know Nancy Pelosi. She's a career politician. When it comes to Congress people and senators, I mean, they've been Congress people and senators for like 30 or 40 years. They get all kind of money from donors, and they get lobbyists and special interest groups paying them shitloads of money. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense in that regard, And, you have the conflict of interest. You have the things that they're not supposed to be doing, like manipulating the stock market, insider trading. We know they're doing all that shit. But how long does it take them? It takes them, 10, 20 years to get like a net worth of $100 million, $300, $500 million? We're talking about decades. How in the fruck did Jacinda Ardern, how long has she been the prime minister of New Zealand? I forgot. Not long. How in the hell did she make that much money during her freaking what? I don't know how they do it in New Zealand, but I'm pretty sure that there aren't enough taxpayers in New Zealand to ensure that she gets $25 million a year or $25 million net worth in the time she's been prime minister. I don't understand this shit. Well, I do understand. Well, it ties back to her saying, yo, there's not going to be any end to the Vaseline administry. So you're going to be getting the Vaseline. So God knows how much kickback she's getting. Speculatively, like, right? I'm not big enough for her to sue anyway. Fuck her. So, I mean, I think that she might be getting some money from the motherfucking pharmaceutical industry. From the jabbers. From the Vaseline creators. And if that's the case, isn't that a huge conflict of interest? And with this knowledge, what are the New Zealanders going to do about it? What are the New Zealanders going to do about it? As a matter of fact, what are we going to do about our tyrants? Every single day, I can give you an example as to why we need to abolish the government altogether, let alone unseat a crooked politician. There is more than enough evidence that can be given every single day that can show you, look, this is why we need to get this politician out of here. This is why we need to get that politician out of here. This is why this police station, this is why the police need to be abolished. This is why the IRS needs to be abolished. This is why the Federal Reserve needs to be fucking eradicated. Every day for the next 300 years, you can give one example and you won't ever repeat yourself. What are we going to do about this? Now we have the Prime Minister of New Zealand. What? $25 million? That is damn near unprecedented. As a public servant, listen, when you're a public servant, you're not supposed to become a millionaire. You're not supposed to serve the public and become a millionaire. It's like a nonprofit organization, right? The government, right, is a one big ass nonprofit organization. And you mean to tell me that this singular broad has what? She wasn't even a millionaire before she became the prime minister. Now she is a multi-10 millionaire. That is not supposed to happen. You are not supposed to be able to do that in the period of time she was able to do it. Operate your business, do what you got to do. But if your business and how you make money is contingent upon how you govern, if you govern in a certain way and that leads you to become wealthy, that is a fucking problem. I'm gonna repeat that. There's nothing wrong with making money as a public servant. And there's nothing wrong with owning and operating a business or anything like that. But if your earnings has anything to do with how you govern, that is the very epitome of corruption. Your personal finances should not be tied to how you govern. And that's why they give you a salary. You get a base salary, that's it. Anything else that has to do with how you govern, you better not be making money off that shit. If you want to make money selling cupcakes, motherfucking make money selling cupcakes. If you want to make money, you can't be selling cupcakes to the goddamn your Secret Service and your personal security. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a contract with your cupcake company to make money that way. No, that's improper. You are using your office to enrich your goddamn self. So how is it possible that she's getting away with this shit? Do they audit? Like what's going on here? There is no fucking way. No way. No way should she be still there. Yeah, she's not the only one, right? But she is the I have never heard, right? I have never heard of a public government official making that much money in such a short period of time. I've never heard of that. Like that's been so out there in the open, right? Now there might be a lot of hidden accounts where government officials are making a shitload of money and it's fucking hidden. But like, come on, man. Like, how much in your face tyranny and corruption can you be faced with before you do something about it? New Zealanders, come on, man. Holla at your boy. Let me know. Let me know. Hopefully, because this just came out, right? This just came out. Hopefully, this can be, if this is confirmed to be absolute truth, hopefully she can be made an example of, because it just needs to happen. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of examples that need to be made of people who call themselves our servants. No, there will be no end. There will be no end to the Vaseline. There'll be no end to the Vaseline because I'm about to make 50 million by the end of my term. Okay, so don't y'all fuck with me. I'll send the troops to your house. You better get this Vaseline. You looking a little ashy. You looking a little ashy. You want to look shiny. You want to look shiny. You better get that Vaseline. I need my 50 million by the time I retire out of here. I can't live with $8,000, $800,000. Ain't gonna be enough. I need another 50 million. Excuse me. Excuse me. this woo, man. I can't. I'm flabbergasted and befuddled. Okay, that means I'm befuddled and bewildered at the same time. I'm flabbergasted, befuddled. That's what I am. I can't even fathom it. Like, okay, I want to know. I want details. I want to know exactly how she made her money, because 3,100%. That is a lot of fucking money, yo. 3,100%. 3,100%, not 300%, not 300, not 310%. 3,100%. How do you do that? Even as a regular business professional, right? Like how, even as like a freaking investor, right? How do you, even as an investor who doesn't have and doesn't have to worry about conflicts of interest, how in the hell do you make that much money in that period of time? That is fucking like that's just crazy, man. I want to, you know what? She need to come out with a book. She need to come out with a book and tell us how she did that shit. Cause shit. I need to follow them steps. Cause goddamn it, she's making out like a fat cat. She's making out like a fat cat, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand. The more that I discover things about government, right? The more that things are known about government, I become more and more discouraged. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I become more and more discouraged because if once we find out that the government, okay, they're pulling this now. Okay, they're doing this. Now they're locking people up in camps. Okay, now now New York is talking about mandate for everybody. It doesn't private government, even though they got shot down by the courts. We'll see what happens after that. That shit got shot down. I mean, even it shouldn't even have to come to that. The lack of fear by this government of its people is dangerous. Government needs to fear its people. Government needs to fear its people. And because they don't fear us, people like de Blasio, right? The mayor of New York City, Mayor de Blasio, can fix his mouth to say you won't be able to go to work if you don't get the Vaseline. Every single business with an employee must require. So they're turning you into an enforcement arm of the government, because now they're requiring you to have your employees show their papers before they can come and earn money. So he fishes his mouth to say, not only will the government employees have to do it, but we're requiring it of even all private sector employees. Every business must require their employee to get the Vaseline. The fact that he's even able to fix his mouth to comfortably say that shit is a problem. It should not come down to if the courts say whether or not it's constitutional. he should know goddamn better. He should be like, man, I ain't about to do that, even if he got some advice from a health secretary, from a health person. Oh, you really need to he should be like, excuse me, have you seen, no. We talking about Americans right now. We this is America. If I even try to fix my mouth to say that shit, I would have to worry about a little bit more than a tomato being thrown at me, okay? On stage. Believe that to retrieve that. I ain't about to say that shit. No. Our government, they shouldn't even be thinking and fathoming and conspiring to come up with this tyrannical bullshit. They shouldn't even have to, it shouldn't even be a thought. Like, okay, if you think about this or if you dream about it, you better wake up and apologize. Okay? That's how they should feel. Man, if I even dream about saying this tyrannical shit or trying to issue this tyrannical order, I better wake up and apologize. Because these people, they ain't playing. They will cut my ass off. They fund me. And there are way more of them than there are of me and my protectors. So I can't say that stupid shit. No. I'm gonna let people live freely and live the life they want to live. They can get the Vaseline. They cannot get the Vaseline. It is what it is. It's up to them. That's the American way. It's the freedom of choice gives them that right. And who am I to step on it? Who am I to even approach that? I value my position as a public servant, and I value my life. I'm not about to fuck around with these people. Have you seen them? They're walking down the street armed. They're a proud people. There's a militia down the street, a civilian militia down the street that owns tanks and cannons, and they have grenades and claymores and all this other shit. You think I'm about to fuck with them? No, I'm not about to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. That's how our government should look at us. Can I get a church? Can I get a church? Can I get a witness up in this piece? That's how every single one, every single public servant, from the school janitor, right, of the public school system, all the way up to the president, they should have that in the back of their mind, 24/7. And that at that point, they would not be acting as a government. They'd be acting as an extension of the needs of the people. And if it was like it should be, there would be no central government. So anybody that call themselves representing us, that's where it would lay. We don't need no executives. Okay? We don't need no executives. Understand that. We don't need executives who can issue executive orders and have executive privileges. That shit right there, that's got to go. Fuck that check and balance shit. Nope. If we had true representatives, we wouldn't need checks and balances. Right? If we decentralized this government and the people were in control of their own destiny, in control of their own lives, there would not need to be checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? The people will be empowered. They will be self-empowered. Right? They will be self-empowered. They can have a structure. There'd be a structure there. And there'd be a structure for growth. There'll be a structure for production. There'll be a structure to help with the infrastructure. There'll be a structure to help protect the borders and all that good shit. To protect the people, a military force or a militia. But that's all we need. We don't need hell. I mean, if you want to have judges to help you know, of course there might still be trials and whatnot. You can have all that without government. If people commit crimes and, there needs to be proof, you need the innocent until proven guilty. You can have all that without government. You know what I'm saying? But when you have government, this is what you get. You get clown shoes like Jacinda Ardern making tens of millions of dollars. God knows how. Making tens of millions of dollars while your business gets shut down, while your employees now have to suffer because they can't go to work and earn their own money, so they have to rely on the government to give them shit. You know what I'm saying? But where's the government getting the money from? You're not going to work to produce and give them their extortion fees. So where are they getting that money from? This is what happens. Jacinda Ardern, because government has been enriched, because she is leading the government in issuing executive orders and all this other shit, destroying businesses, destroying the people, destroying the morale of the people in our country, making millions of dollars. Thanks to government, this is what we get. And that's what they get, because they tolerated the tyranny. They tolerated the lower levels of tyranny leading up to this point, right? All tyranny is unacceptable. All this greater good shit, if you're committing tyranny for the greater good, then you're just committing tyranny and you need to be destroyed. That's how you have to carry it. Because they will always come with that greater good bullshit. They will always come with that national security risk bullshit. They will always come with that health crisis. Oh, it's a health crisis. We need to keep everybody healthy and we need to blah. No. There's no point at which there is no reason or point at which tyranny will be acceptable. That's how you have to carry it, man. You have to be consistent. If you're about freedom, then you cannot allow anyone to infringe on your freedoms for any reason whatsoever. Any reason, man. Like, can anybody give me a good reason why tyranny will be acceptable? Can anybody give me a reason? Any reason you want. You can tell me on the live stream, or you can leave it in the comment section. Can anybody give me a reason? Come up with the best reason. If you disagree, come up with the best reason you can come up with for government to commit tyranny. And we have to understand what tyranny is. Every time the government does anything the government does is tyranny. Why? Because in order for them to operate for 1 second, they have to steal the wealth from the people who had no opt-out. Like, you had no opt-out option. You had no option. You're forced to pay for everything the government does. The government cannot operate on its own. It doesn't produce anything. It's not profitable. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So, if anybody can come up with a good reason at all for tyranny, I can guarantee you I can blow that shit out the water. I can give you a counter as to what results from the government acting to do the thing that they committed the tyranny for is worse than the thing that they're trying to stop. Okay? And there was no greater example of that than during the plandemic. Right? Because of how the government responded to the plandemic, a lot of lives were destroyed. Many more lives were destroyed than if they hadn't done anything except for give guidance. All right, look, we have this thing flying around, this invisible thingy, and it may or may not kill you. It's a 99.9% survival rate. It's going to kill some old folks, you know what I'm saying? So say goodbye to your loved ones and some immunocompromised people. So, just, keep them in your prayers and hope for the best. And then, we advise that you wear face flags and get some Vaseline. Other than that, keep doing what you do. That's how they should have done it. They should have done nothing. As a matter of fact, they shouldn't even have done that, because putting on a press conference for the electricity to run the shit, and then you got to pay for the videographers. You got to pay for all. Do nothing. The government shouldn't do jack shit. The government shouldn't do jack shit about nothing, because all they do is destroy and consume. They don't protect anything. They don't provide life. They don't do anything good. There's no positive. I can't come up with a positive for the government at all. Anything. I can't, because even if they do something perceptively positive, they arrived at it in a negative form. They performed evil to do this ostensibly positive thing. So if they did a positive thing, they did something negative. They did something far worse to provide that negative to positive shit. I will say this: if you are part of government and you're one of the elites and you're you're part of the big club, yeah, there's a lot of positive shit that can happen for you, right? But you can enrich yourself, you can have all this power, but at the cost of what? At the cost of lives, at the cost of people's freedoms. Even when it's a positive for you, you arrived at it, but in a negative fashion. You destroyed people to get your wealth, to get your power that you wield. Mayor the Blasthole, Mayor the Blasthole, all this power. Jacinda Ardern, all this power at the expense of people's businesses, lives, livelihood, increasing suicide rate, increasing overdose, political imprisonment. The government ain't shit, y'all. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. The government ain't shit. Anyway, I'm gonna read a couple comments and I'm gonna get out of here. Number one pisses me off. Are you hypocrite? Huh? Jimmy says, I noticed the elite people doesn't have to follow these rules. These people are spoiled brat. Yeah. Rules for thee and not for me. Yeah, exactly. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. It's for their greater good. Exactly. It's sad when my generation party in college don't follow the rules are becoming law enforcement. Yep. That's what it is. Richard, what's good? I'm not really discouraged. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing that freedom movement, y'all. I'm gonna keep marching toward freedom. You know what I'm saying? What I'm discouraged by is the will of the people to stand up. That's what I'm discouraged by. I'm gonna keep making sure that I keep trucking and keep marching toward freedom. I ain't gonna stop this train. Hello, Marcus. That's your name, if you remember correctly. Yeah, that's my name. Robert Lynn Schutz was good. Yep, that's my name. I'm still waiting for people to come visit my wife. The friends of the child molester, Mighty Mouse. I'm still waiting for them to come through and visit my family so they can get a lead pill. Anyway, just kidding. That's a video game I'm talking about. I'm talking about a video game. I want government becoming our bitch. I don't want government at all. I don't want government at all. Anybody, so let's say we get rid of government and we come up with a structure where there's individuals who, represent the people, and there's a structure and all this other shit. They wouldn't be government. They'd be something else. I don't know what I would call it, but damn sure not government. And there would be a lot of scrutiny on them motherfuckers to make sure they're doing the right thing and not trying to turn their tyranny on. Also, have you seen child predator sentences for 4 years? Yeah. 3 years, 4 years, 6 months probation. Yeah, child molesters get off easy all the time. I'll post it on Discord. Now I can't believe they didn't give him a death penalty. Yeah, I'll check that out. But that's common. That's common. I mean, that's common. It's common for that. That child molesters get light sentences. That's just what it is. A lot of times, it depends on how badly they, do the child. I mean, Dark Nebula, you said you need the Discord link. Anybody in here with a wrench that can drop the link to my Discord for Dark Nebula, that'd be greatly appreciated. Hey, Nicolette Moore. Heard they got a purge in Los Angeles. Well, they doing a lot of, robbery sprees and shit. I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. The one you found said it expired. Yeah, it expires after a couple days. So, there you go. There you go, Dark Nebula. There goes a Discord link. Anyway, good looking out, Rashard. Anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I'm gonna get up in here, chill with my family. I was supposed to work out today, but I think I'm gonna do a recovery today. I'm gonna do a recovery day and just chill, man. Because yeah, I've been going a little too hard. Need a couple rest days, or I might do a deload tomorrow. I'm gonna rest today and probably do a deload tomorrow. Get back on track. Get my HRV back. You know what I'm saying? And get back. See what catches fire, yo. All right. So let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.